Shane Jones. Honourable.
Sir, this portion, well, at least someone left in New Zealand is prepared to use that, not in the form of an epithet anyhow. So part 3 deals with our Māori entitlements. But I've got to say, sir, when we reform legislation that deals with Māori entitlements, sir, it is a portentous development when an amendment is moved upon an amendment. And I want the Minister shortly, sir, to take a small call and remove his hands from his pants. So there is a great Māori proverb about that, but for fear of lowering the tone of the House, I won't quite go there, etc. Well, if Simon Bridges has insisted that I do, a rough English translation, keep the balls in the air, so that's what it sort of means. You know, maintain your political dexterity by managing multiple agendas, but take your hands out of your pants. So Tūroro Flavel here agrees, etc. Although, sir... so anyway, let me come back to this. The Minister needs...
You heard the one that...
No, I haven't...
This caucus has got too many balls in the fire.
Sir, given that I'm still on the road to redemption with my own caucus, I won't continue that analogy from my faithful but feckless mentor, Mr. Mallard. He obviously contemplates a future for me which does not have a level of ascension. So I'll avoid, sir, repeating what he said about the more liberal-minded, sort of doubtful Thomases that I call my friends. I only hope that it's reciprocated one day. But
Part 3.
Sir, this is about Māoris. Māoris are from the universe right down to the bosom of the earth, etc. However, sir, let me continue. As you recall, when the Sealord deal was done, sir, there was a residual element that was not adequately addressed, and that pertains to the obligations of the Crown in respect of marine farming. 20% deal was entered into. So I remember that being quite a sweet day, because I had the fortunate position, sir, of being the chair of the Fisheries Commission at that time. And unfortunately, as time has gone on, what we thought we didn't actually turn out to be quite as user-friendly. I would say, sir, that as the Minister has pointed out, any Māori thing to do with resources is always going to require a great deal of tenacity when one gets to the allocation of these resources or these entitlements. And fortunately, sir, in sections 58, sections 59, there has been a fair degree of thought, and I think the experience of the fisheries settlement has been applied to that portion of the bill. Now, sir, it's important when these areas are identified that we ensure that there's a fair representation of the available space to the iwi of the area, that they're not just left as some form of, some political or cultural form of the runt of the litter. Because, sir, not all space is created equal in the eyes of the investor. Some space is capable of generating better returns, and I only hope, sir, that as the Minister grows in confidence and improves his adherence to good constitutional practice, we'll actually see more of the areas around the coastline through the aquaculture industry dedicated not only to settling Māori claims, but settling Māori interests in a way that moves them into the modern end of aquaculture, not stuck in the commodity traps, etc. Because Māori are both the owners of quota, the applicants of customary mātaitai seafood reserves, participants in coastal planning, and also now, sir, investors in aquaculture. And it's important that in getting the right balance between all of those, that we don't clog the system with too much regulation, or clog the system where people spend too much time litigating or arguing against each other. And, sir, that's going to be inversely related to wealth creation. But broadly speaking, sir, we considered this during the course of the Select Committee. There have been a small number of improvements made, but we support, sir, Part 3.
Honourable